John Piper with the weekend video clip, and it's Saturday the 9th of March, and we're looking here at a chart of the pound-dollar daily. We'll just mention I'm travelling back to the UK on Monday, so there'll be no report on Tuesday, but there will be the opening report at 10 o'clock. So when I'm back in the UK, we do an opening report before 10 o'clock in the morning, so the pre-opening reports will cease, and we'll go back to that schedule. I'll do a report Tuesday if need be, if something interesting happens. It's expiry week, so it may be a little bit quieter. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Anyway, pound dollar, the pattern remains clear. Wave 1, wave 2, then 1 of 3, then 2 of 3, precisely retesting the trend line, and then 3, which seems to be continuing still. I have warned a number of times that these moves, the really solid moves, the big moves, what big call's all about, just tend to continue, and it's often a mistake to be too clever and play them, as it were. Just best thing is just stay with it. So if this follows the stylized fashion, 1, 2, 3, then we see a 4 and then a 5. The arrows are merely indicative, not precise. I'm not saying that we're going to stop 152. I mean, it'll fit quite well, but that's not the way it works. Time scale, well, we've had 2 months of this so far. And 2.5 months really, I suppose. We've got expiry next week, so it may be that the expiry could see the start of the wave 4 come in. That would be quite typical, but I think it's going to be at least another month before we see the end of this move, or more than that probably, because wave 3 isn't over yet, so we might not see a final low of this phase until maybe May or June perhaps. The worrying thing is that we've had such a sharp fall here. This is all of wave 1, the first phase. I expect once the low's actually in, that we're going to see a stronger rally. I wouldn't think we're going to test the trend line. I think the trend line is long gone. But the worrying thing is that, of course, that the third wave down is tend to be the fastest. So we've seen a pretty dramatic collapse in the last couple of months. 164 down to 149 thereabouts, 15 cents. Pretty much 10% been wiped off the pound. So what a third wave decline could achieve later on in the year, and I mean, if we hypothesize that, say, the first move down is going to take say 5 months, so that'll take us to the end of May, maybe then 2 or 3 months of upside in June, July, August. So we'll be looking at the autumn really, when things start to get really quite unpleasant. But there should be an opportunity to lock in higher prices, start transferring cash out into dollars, other currencies, before that takes place. But certainly, I would suggest you consider being pretty much fully hedged at the least against the pound as the year continues. Right, let's look at the Dow. Interesting pattern here also. This counts as a fourth wave. We've got a nice 5-wave advance, wave 1, wave 2. Then we've got a 1, 2, maybe a 3 to there, possibly a 4 here. And we could have seen, say, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not clear the peak is in at this point, but a third wave peak is due next week, followed by a fourth wave decline. So, actually, in a way, it's a slight similarity with the pound dollar, but different time frame. Obviously, it's only a couple of weeks this move. So we've got, say, 4 days, 4 sessions there, a week for this lot. So another week could do it. Another week to the end of this, could see the fourth wave and the fifth wave come in, with a peak scheduled sort of bang around expiry. I mean, expiry plus or minus 2 sessions is the sort of time scale where if you're going to see something pivotal, that's the time when you're liable to see it. And certainly it looks like that time scale is going to be pretty much spot on as far as Dow's concerned. And as regards price, you just got to have a look at this move here, 300 plus points. So 300 plus points from the low, we've yet to see, of course, but we're looking at 14,500, 14,600 thereabouts. So I said 14,550, which is sort of in the ballpark. Okay, on to the next market. Right, the DAX has a similar pattern. If we take the low here as a key low, we've got a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, we've got a case for a wave 4 and a wave 5 to come in. It's possible that we've got a bit more upside here on the wave 3 bit, but basically exactly the same parameters, and the same for FTSE. So again, we have the low there. There's a bit of a drift here, but it's basically a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a fifth, so a 4 and a 5 again. So overall, higher prices are still due in all these equity markets, but those higher prices may see a peak, Now, it may not be a devastating peak, it could be just a stepping stone on the way, but of course it could be more important than that. I mean, it all depends on monitoring what goes on, but there could well be some low risk shorting opportunities once those peaks come in. Right, finally have a look at gold. Right, gold's also being highly interesting right now. We've discussed this decline, A, B, C, as A wave, B wave, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving us a target around 1525, which should give us a flat correction. It's a major support level around 1530. And having seen that, we could see a substantial rally come in. Now, all that's changed is we did see a spike low yesterday. Let's have a look at that. See a very solid buying spike there. The only problem is it hasn't made new lows. If it had been made new lows, then the odds would certainly favour that being it. Being the low of this move. But without the new low, the pattern isn't complete. We've also got expiry next week, which could easily throw in a few surprises. So in view of that, this isn't as important as it might otherwise be. And I'm still looking for a spike low below 1550, but obviously need to watch this. I mean, if we see a retest of that and another spike low, say we go down to 1565 or something, then we see more solid buying come in. It's worth going for. But buying spikes generally are worth going for. I mean, it's often difficult to see them. They appear out of nowhere sometimes. So it's not always something you can actually track that easily. But again, I think gold may see a key low around the same time that we're looking at these peaks in the equity markets. Pound dollar's a bit different longer term, so that's a different issue. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you found it interesting and useful. I'm traveling back to the UK on Monday, as I said. Beautiful sunny day here in Bangkok, so I'm sure I'll be a little bit cooler when I get back to the UK. But that's all good. It's nice to have experience these different things. Thanks again, and bye for now.